Now here's the latest on the DOJ's raid of former President Trump's home.
My name is Nate the Lawyer. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel.
So if you haven't heard, Trump files a motion for a special master to review items seized in the Mar-a-Lago raid. Now your question should be, what is a special master? Now a special master is a neutral third party appointed by the court. Sometimes that could be a former or retired judge or an attorney that the judge and both parties agree to. The role of a special master in cases like this is to look through the documents seized by the government. The special master separates things out, like things that are privileged or irrelevant to the warrant. For example, the FBI took some of President Trump's passports and returned it to him because they were irrelevant to the warrant. Now, this is done before the FBI and prosecutors go through the documents, because if they go through the documents and seal the privileged stuff, then you kind of can't unring that bell. Now, this leads us to our first problem for the former president. See, President Trump's lawyers should have filed this motion for the special master immediately after the raid. Trump's lawyers waited 2 weeks before filing this motion, giving the FBI 2 weeks to look over everything. So this motion that President Trump's lawyers filed is essentially irrelevant. Now let's look at the affidavit. So the major media companies went to the court and filed a motion seeking release of the affidavit behind the Mar-a-Lago search warrant. And Trump's team didn't oppose releasing all the documents tied to the Mar-a-Lago search. Now, the Department of Justice did oppose releasing the affidavit for the Mar-a-Lago search because they said it may have a chilling effect on cooperation. Now, the judge in the case formally has rejected the DOJ's argument of keeping the affidavit sealed because he calls the raid unprecedented. Quote, the government argues that even requiring it to redact portions of the affidavit that could not reveal agents' identities or investigative sources and methods imposes an undue burden on its resources and sets a precedent that could be disruptive and burdensome in future cases. Reinhart wrote, I do not need to reach the question of whether in some other case these concerns could justify denying public access. They very well might. He also added, particularly given the intense public and historical interest in an unprecedented search of a former president's residence, the government has not yet shown that these administrative concerns are sufficient to justify sealing. So the judge gave the government till high noon on Thursday to make their best arguments on why they need the entire affidavit sealed. Now, for those of you who don't know why the affidavit is important, it is the document to let us know what facts led this judge to the finding that it is more likely than not that a crime had been committed, and that it's more likely than not that the evidence for that crime would be in the place to be searched and among the things to be seized. Now, to satisfy that standard, the government produces evidence and witnesses to the court. Now, these could be things like video surveillance, wiretaps, confidential informants, etc. The judge will examine the evidence to see if it rises to the level of probable cause. For example, judges will often question confidential informants about what they know and how they know it. And the affidavit will document this evidence. So this story is still developing, and we will see Thursday how much of the search warrant is released and what information is going to be made available. So I'll keep you updated on this story. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you next time. Peace.